Bonjour, and welcome to another back issue haul video, but it's not giant this week. It really isn't. I still visited both of my old muckers, Paul of Comics and Fantasy in Hornchurch, late 80s Doctor Strange, and a little bit of. I went for Bronze Age Avengers this week because I got a whole box to get from Jamie at New Dawn Comics in Rayleigh, Essex, and a little, just a little wood bod. So, shall we get on with it? Because if you're a DC fan, unless you really want to get into a bit of Marvel, Doctor Strange, Thor, or Avengers, spoiler alert, this one's not for you. So, this was an odd bod that Jamie got in. Galactus, Thor, end of. In such good condition as well. Like whatever era that was. I mean, I don't know what year we're talking there. I'm not even going to guess. But then I have got some Silver Age Avengers stashed away with Jamie, and thank you for that, darling. I appreciate it. But I just went right into the middle of the box, and I went for the origin of the Vision. Marvelous stuff. And you just look at this stuff, and I know there's a lot of floating heads on the covers. Like, it's not like these covers we're ever going to win any awards, but with these floating heads every other month. But this is the Avengers we love, is it not? Here's Moon. Who we got here? Moon Dragon, Yellow Jacket. Thor is on the ground. No, oh my God, so is Iron Man. Oh my God, Beast, who's going to save it? Gangway, an Avenger is coming through. It's only Beast can save them. Love it. A little bit of Gil Kane action going on right now. So in the only way that Gil Kane can draw, and that's no mean feat, by the way, an action pose. And more floating heads. Come on. We did like a floating head in, I don't know, what would this have been, early 80s? This must have been, yeah, and in beautiful condition, may I say, which isn't normally anything I kind of bang home about, but these are all, for me, as a UK collector, sense edition in this condition. Yeah, very, very pleased with and look what this one is. Does anyone know? It is the first George Perez Avengers. Now, I don't know why this isn't a bigger, not a bigger key issue. It's not a key issue because no one particularly. I mean, it's Squadron Sinister, and it's Nuff Said. But do you know what? This was back when Perez wasn't a name, and it was his first. It was his first go at the Avengers, and it's so interesting to see. And again, next issue, more Perez. I don't know who was doing the covers actually. Avengers break loose. Here's Kang, Cap, Iron Man, Beast, Vision, George Perez doing the artwork. It does not get better than that when you're buying back issues. It doesn't. When you kind of come across, you come across stuff like that and you think, oh wow, that was Perez then. Because my first interaction with Perez and his artwork on Avengers was around the 180s, was it? Late 170s, 180s? It would have been the mid 1980s. So yeah, to see his work here, And oh my God, now it's the first Hellcat. Key issues are plenty in this video, to be fair. Come on, gang. Who doesn't want to know when Hellcat first appeared? And she basically just puts on an outfit from someone else. Anyway, we won't get into that, because if I'm going to take the piss out of Hellcat, then what the hell am I going to do with this era, this late 80s era of Doctor Strange? And listen, I'm a massive, massive fan of Doctor Strange. And when he's done well, these early issues with Peter B. Gillis and nothing of note. Was it Jackson? Until Jackson turns up, until Mr. Guithy, Roy Thomas, Roy and Dan Thomas doing the writing, and Butch Guithy or Jackson Guithy, it doesn't, nothing, it doesn't work. But what I don't get with Roy and Dan Thomas's run on this is the kind of like very sexual, like it's always about Clea or some other female character, or like this one, the first appearance of Mephisto's daughter. Dun dun dun. Where did she come from? I'm not going to tell you about the birds and the bees. We don't go there on my comic review videos. But yes, that is kind of, that is a key issue, everyone. Yeah. Thanks to Paul. He's unleashed. I missed all of this at the time. I literally missed all of this. But this is the formative years of Jackson. And sorry, I can't pronounce his name. His surname, Guisy. But you can tell he's up for it. Look, this is all preamble. Can you not tell that this is all preamble? I don't know what that covers about, but can you not tell it's all before the 90s? Yeah, we've got the Enchantress here. And they did go there. They had the Enchantress in these issues. They had her, giving it a bit with Doctor Strange and saying, yeah, come on, She was actually enchanting him. And obviously he's got the thing with Clea. And then look, Vampires Return and his brother. It's all kicking off. It's all kicking off. They introduce a brother we never knew. I think this was when they done that. And look, the neck's exposed, and there's more women here. Look, ruffled collars here. A lovely cover, to be fair. I know I'm joking. I know I'm being very frivolent with these late 80s Marvel issues. But these are the formative years of Jackson Guithy as an artist. And Baron Blood as and again, but back, here we go. So the vampiric verses, but look, we're back to the women and Stephen Strange's interaction with aforementioned women. There was a lot. To be fair, I hadn't noticed it at the time, but going back, I think now we're so not desensitized. No, we're oversensitized to sexuality and boy meets girl and man and woman and let's get it on. That flicking through some of these comics was like, wow, really? Did you go there? What? And then you turn the page and then they go, oh, and the next morning you think, oh, what? Does that mean they had sex? This is a beautiful thing. Gene Colan. Come on, the boy that made this character. You can't tell me. And Daredevil. Come on, you can't tell me guest cover artist, Gene Colan. That is worth more than the first appearance of whoever it was, Lilith or whatever her name was. What was it, issue? And I know it's a key issue, and I know, you know, we've got the daughter of Mephisto, whatever her name is, in issue 6. But to have Gene Colan in the late 80s come back to Doctor Strange, I love it. Absolutely love it. But I'm not saying, you know, these are decent. Here we go again with a little bit of Clea action. You know, they just need to show him and her. I don't know. I think Roy Thomas just liked to show that Doctor Strange, they just like to get it on. You know, I don't know if that's a Michael Golden cover. Both myself and my old mucker Paul, we had a discussion about this. We didn't do any research. We don't like Googling. But if anyone can tell us, like these look like Michael Golden covers. And yes, I could do research before I do these videos, but we just want to be instinctual about it, don't we, guys? Here's another one. You know, are they worth it just for that? You know, and these issues, they're pennies really when you consider how old they are. You know, what we're talking about, 35-year-old comics. Look at the condition of these, like from 1989 or the early 90s. We're talking about 30-odd-year-old comics. Look how good condition they're in. And, you know, they are the equivalent of pennies now. But anyway, I know that's not very exciting back issue haul this week, guys. So I do apologise, and especially if you are a fan of anything other than Marvel. So, yeah, it's not my finest hour, but I do appreciate it if you stayed with me this far. And I hope you've enjoyed that little insight into a few back issues that you may not know about, or, you know, get into a bit of late 80s Doctor Strange because it's cheap and cheerful, etc, etc. So, without further ado, thank you ever so much if you stayed with me this far, and I will bid you all, until next time, adios.